Hello everyone, it's Becca from Becca Books and Bujo, and today I have a book haul for you. I don't know how I keep getting so many books, but I've got almost 20 books to show you since the last book haul, which was probably only like 2 months ago. So let's talk about these books. I have a few different categories. I have books that were gifted to me or just lent to me. I have some books I bought personally at a library book sale. I have some books I bought full price, but at independent bookstores. And then I've got one that I found at a free little library. So quite a variety, but let's just start with the gifted books. Sure. Okay, the first one is one that might be out of my comfort zone, but my mom saw it and she bought a copy for me and a copy for my sister. This is Voices of a People's History of the United States in the 21st Century, Documents of Hope and Resistance, edited by Anthony Arnove and Haley Pessin. This says it is a gathering of more than 100 texts from social movements that have shaped the 21st century. This powerful book includes contributions from Angela Y. Davis, Nick Estes, Colin Kaepernick, Rebecca Solnit, Christian Smalls, Viet Thanh Nguyen, Howard Zinn, Reverend William Barber, Bree Newsom, Kimberly Crenshaw, yada yada yada, and others. Inspired by the original Voices of a People's History of the United States, the book features speeches, essays, poems, and calls to action from Black Lives Matter, #MeToo, Indigenous struggles, immigrant rights activists, and the environmental movement, disability justice organizers, and frontline workers during the global pandemic who spoke out against the life-threatening conditions of their labor. Together, their words remind us that history is made not only by the rich and powerful, but by ordinary people taking collective action. Sounds really, really great, and I should read it. So if I ever get nonfiction in my game, I would definitely pick this up. But thank you, Mom, for giving me this. Also from my parents, kind of in a roundabout way, they gave me a gift card to Target, and I decided I needed to complete my Heartstopper collection. So I got volumes 2, 3, and 4 of Heartstopper, and I'm hoping to reread these this summer. If you don't know about Heartstopper, it is a graphic novel series about Nick and Charlie, who are high schoolers in the UK, and they fall in love, and it is the most heartwarming, sweet story you will ever read. So I finished my collection, and I hope that Alice Oseman comes out with a 5th volume soon. I won a giveaway, which has never happened to me, but it was actually on my friend Krista's sprints. She was celebrating 7 years on BookTube, and she gave away a few books on her 7-hour live sprint. And so she gave me Piecing Me Together. There's a sticker right on this word, but it's Piecing Me Together by Renee Watson. This is a middle grade. It says, I am learning to speak, to give myself a way out, a way in. An inspiring and powerful story of a girl who believes she must get out of her poor neighborhood if she's ever going to succeed. Be bold, be brave, be beautiful, be brilliant, be your best. So I'm very thankful to Krista for gifting me this, and it looks like it got the Coretta Scott King Award and the Newbery Honor. So that's awesome. It must be a very, very good book, and I'm always looking for middle grades to kind of be quicker reads, but also they've got some substance, people. If you are a middle grade hater, try them out. They are good. Another middle grade that definitely will just go on my kids' shelves, but my friend gave me I Survived, The Children's Blizzard of 1888. I have heard about I Survived books, and it's definitely a series of books I want to read with Theodore once he is a little bit older. He's only 3 right now, so he wouldn't quite get the historical aspect of them all, but I think he will definitely like these when he's in mid to late elementary school. So this can be the start of our I Survived collection. And lastly, a book that a friend lent to me and I had never heard before, but she said it was phenomenal. So we've got The Whalebone Theater by Joanna Quinn. This one says, a transporting, irresistible debut novel that takes us from the gargantuan cavity of a beached whale to undercover operations during World War II. A story of love, bravery, lost innocence, and self-transformation. I love World War II historical novels, but this, I think, will be a different take on it. From the inside of a beached whale? What? Okay. Who knows? She said it was phenomenal. She read it with her book club. And so obviously there was they were able to have good discussion on this book, and enough for her to give it to me. She lives 2 hours away and she wanted me to read this. So thank you to Jan for letting me read this. I have to get it on my TBR soon. Okay, I think those are all the gifted. Let's go to slightly gifted because it was in a free little library. This is How High We Go in the Dark by Sequoia Nagamatsu. I've heard of this from Kayla from Books and Lala. She says it's one of her favorite books. Let's see. It says in 2030, a grieving archaeologist arrives at the Arctic Circle to continue the work of his deceased daughter, a researcher who was studying long-buried secrets now revealed in melting permafrost, including the preserved remains of a girl who died of an ancient virus. Once unleashed, the Arctic plague will reshape life on Earth for generations to come, forcing humanity to devise a myriad of inventive ways to embrace possibility in the face of tragedy. It's for fans of Cloud Atlas and Station 11, a spellbinding and profoundly prescient work of mind-bending imagination from a singular new voice. I don't know. It looks good. I am interested to see if it could be for me more like sci-fi dystopian almost. Yeah, so we'll try it out. Then let's go to the ones I got for super cheap at the used book sale. We've got In a Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. I have read One by One by Ruth Ware and The Woman in Cabin 10, and I enjoy her thrillers. So I saw this one. This is an older one of hers, I believe, and wanted to give it a try. Oh, it's soon to be a major motion picture. Is it already a major motion picture? Because this said it was in 2015. Who pulls a gun at a bachelorette party? The answers are unveiled with Gillian Flynn style trickery. Okay, I like Gillian Flynn. So yeah, I'm willing to try it out. Plus, it's just kind of like a striking black and white cover. Cool. Then I got Miracle Creek by Angie Kim, which I think is like almost a modern day classic. On the front here it says, a deeply moving story about parents and the lengths they will go for their children. Readers will be riveted. I thought it was a thriller. Oh, interesting. The blurb is in the front cover of this paperback, which I've never seen before. How far will you go to protect your family? Will you keep their secrets, ignore their lies? In a small town in Virginia, a group of strangers comes together at a special treatment center where they enter the Miracle Submarine, an experimental chamber that may cure a range of conditions, from infertility to autism. Then the chamber explodes and 2 people die. Who is responsible? Was it the exhausted mother of a patient, the owners hoping to cash in on a big insurance payment and send their daughters to college? Could it have been a protester trying to prove that the treatment isn't safe? An ensuing murder trial uncovers unimaginable secrets and lies. Okay, so it is definitely a thriller, kind of murder mystery, but also maybe some deeper family aspects too. So love that for me. I've seen this before. It's definitely older. When did you come out, Miracle Creek? Oh, it's not that old. 2019, 4 years. Okay, well, I'm intrigued. And lastly, I just got a nostalgic pick for me. I own the second in the series, but never owned the first. So this is Chasing Vermeer by Blue Balliot and illustrated by Brett Hellquist. This is a middle grade mystery. And I told everyone on Krista's channel that this is one of my favorite middle grade novels, and I needed to reread it to make sure, but it definitely was. And I love the puzzle aspect to it and the way you can kind of solve the mystery along with these 2 elementary school children. So, yeah, I'm glad I picked up my own copy, and now I have the first and second in the series. I believe there are more, but I'm good with the first and second for now. Definitely one I will revisit with my children later on. Okay, now going to the more full-priced books that I bought. I guess these are more like half-priced because I got them at half-price books. Okay, so I got Iron Lake by William Kent Kruger. This is the first in his Cork O'Connor series. This is a mystery series that takes place in northern Minnesota, and I recently saw William Kent Kruger speak at my library, and I just love him. I love his kind of standalone novels, Ordinary Grace and This Tender Land, but I'm definitely excited to give this series a try. It's like more than 20 books now, but Definitely going to try it. He also has a new book, standalone, kind of a companion to the previous two. Not this one, that is coming out later this year, I think in September, and I'm really looking forward to that one. So I just love his writing. He has a great writing style and can really draw you in. Just has such depth to his writing. So yeah, I'm excited to start the Cork O'Connor series sometime. And then I also got a romance, but a more hard-hitting romance. Oh, my books are gonna topple over. Nope, they're just gonna topple. Okay, I got Open Water by Caleb Azuma Nelson. I heard about this one from Jack in the Books, and he says it's one of the best books ever. So this is about, well, it says it's a beautiful and powerful novel about the true and sometimes painful depths of love. In a crowded London pub, two young people meet. Both are Black British. Both won scholarships to private schools where they struggled to belong. Both are now artists. He a photographer, she a dancer. And both are trying to make their mark in a world that by turns celebrates and rejects them. Tentatively, tenderly, they fall in love. But two people who seem destined to be together can still be torn apart by fear and violence. And over the course of a year, they find their relationship tested by forces beyond their control. I think it's going to break me. I don't know how it's going to break me in this short little teeny less than 100 pages, but I'm excited. Okay, now full price books. So we've got Daisy Jones and the Six. Did I even say that correctly? Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This I know is better on audio, but I want the physical book to read along with the audio. I've already read this book, but I'm wanting to reread it to prepare for watching the series at some point, the television series. This is about Daisy Jones and her band, and we kind of follow along in interview style, and it's just like 70s band life. So yeah, I had to buy this one. Plus I own a lot of the other Taylor Jenkins Reid. I own Evelyn Hugo, I own Malibu Rising, I own Carrie Soto. I think I own Carrie Soto, but I don't know where it is. Probably lent out to somebody. Okay, I also got Papisho by Leona Ross. Everyone in Papisho was born with a little something something. Boy, a little something extra. The local name was Coors, magic, but more than magic. A gift? Nah. Yes, from the gods. A thing so inexpressibly your own. I don't know, this sounds different than maybe something that I'm used to, more magical realism, but I'm reading it off of the recommendation of Jenny from Jenny King here on YouTube, and I'm gonna give it a try. Plus it's a very interesting cover. I wish I had the British cover. It's much more beautiful, and it's published under This One Sky Day, but that's okay. I'll go with Papisho. Lastly, you know what? I always forget this, and I need to tell you about them now. I've got some ebooks recently that I have forgotten to tell you about, so let's just go through those quick. What ones? Yeah, I got The Attic Child by somebody, by Lola J. This is a hauntingly powerful and emotionally charged novel about family secrets, love and loss, identity, and belonging. This was a book of the month pick, and I honestly wish I would have picked it. I don't know what the other options were and which one I went with, but this one, I believe, is about two children who are up in this attic in the house in two different timelines. One was maybe kept there against his will or her will, and as a slave, I believe, and the other is learning about that person while they were kept captive in this attic. I think I'm just totally making that up. Well, I don't think making it up, but coming from somewhere in my brain where I saw that synopsis somewhere. We'll go with it. The other two that I need to talk about, three that I need to talk about, I have lent out right now. So should I talk about them, or should I wait until I have them back? I shouldn't lend out my books so quickly because I forget to haul them, but I just want to get these books out to people because I love sharing books with people. Okay, I'll just tell you about them. The first I got is Beneath a Scarlet Sky by Mark T. Sullivan. I don't know who has this right now. I think maybe my sister Sarah, but this is a World War II novel, but set in Italy. And it's kind of about a young gentleman going undercover to help people, even though he's not supposed to. I remember loving it. It's been a while since I've read it, but it was definitely a 5-star. Then I bought The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. I got this beautiful like special edition copy that has like gold foiling. It's really pretty. I'll show it to you at some point, maybe. I really should have it with me. But I lent it out to my friend Julie. She's reading it for a book club, and I was like, yeah, Julie, take it. So, The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. I love Kristen Hanna, as you can see by my collection here, and I'm trying to collect all of the books, I guess, if I can get them cheaply. So yeah, The Four Winds is a great book about a young woman who is traveling from Oklahoma to the West during the Dust Bowl to kind of, survive, but to find work in the West. And lastly, I got The Light Through the Leaves by Glendy Vanderaa. This book, I read it on my Kindle at the point that I actually read it, but I found it recently and I just needed to buy it. But I lent it out to my friend Alexa, who you've met if you've been on my channel before. This book got me out of a reading slump, and it's just like it holds this beautiful place in my heart for some reason. I was 8 months pregnant with my daughter Mabel and not wanting to read anything, but I picked this up and it just like hit me for some reason. It is about a young girl who has been raised by her mother in a very secluded cabin in the woods, but that's not all that there is. There's much more to her story, and yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. It's a beautiful story. I would love to reread it, but I'm also looking forward to reading other of Glendy Vanderaa's works. More importantly, namely, The Oceanography of the Moon, because it's on my TBR for the month of June. Plus I have cute little gifts because it's a Once Upon a Book Club book. So I am interested to see if it's an author thing, if it was a that book thing, if it was a time in my life thing, or if it was really as good as I hoped it was. Okay, the last two are my most recent book of the months, May and June. So I got Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. This is her second in the Part of Your World series. In Part of Your World, we follow Daniel and Alexis, and Alexis's best friend is Brianna, and now in this book, we follow Brianna. So Dr. Brianna Ortiz's life is seriously flatlining. Her divorce is just about finalized, her brother's running out of time to find a kidney donor, and that promotion she wants, oh, that's probably going to the new man doctor who's already registering 87 on Brianna's pain in my ass scale. But just when all systems are set to hate, Dr. Jacob Maddox completely flips the game by sending Brianna a letter, and it's a really good letter. I'm just gonna leave it right at that. Leave it at that. I loved Part of Your World. Like loved it. It might be my most favorite romance ever, but I think that chalks up to Abby Jimenez's writing. I really liked another book I read by her, The Happy Ever After Playlist or something like that. I'm excited to try all of her books, but when Yours Truly was on the docket for the picks for book of the month in May, I had to choose it. So I'm hoping to get to this actually this month because I just read Part of Your World and I want more from that world. World. Okay, and then the one I just got in June, which I'm really intrigued by, and I don't know what I got on it. I don't think that's part of the cover. But it's just this beautiful bookish book called The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer. The quick little blurb in here says, years ago, a reclusive, mega best-selling author quit writing under mysterious circumstances. Suddenly, he resurfaces with a brand new book in a one-of-a-kind competition, offering a prize that will change the winner's life. Make a wish. So I think it's like fantasy, magical, but also this competition around books. Like, okay, I'll try it out. Yeah, it just really intrigued me and I'm ready to give it a go. So, yeah, there's a lot of books here, friends, and it feels like it's a goal of mine to like lower my physical TBR this year, but a lot of these books I've already read. Like the Heartstopper books, I've read all those. Daisy Jones and the Six, I've read. But let's just get a beautiful little pile for you. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to hold all of them. Wow. Probably not. It's a hefty stack, friends. This isn't even all of them. I'm missing 3 physical books and then 1 Kindle book. But Okay. I don't know why I talk through these stacking of the books. You don't need to see that, but it's become a thing now for me, I guess. Here they are. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 books here, plus a few others that aren't on here, but wow, what a stack. Have you read any of them? Whoa. Are there some that I should prioritize? I can't speak words. Are there some that I should prioritize over others? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will try to get to them if you have a compelling argument. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like this video on your way out. Consider subscribing to my channel if you would like to see more bookish and bullet journaling content from me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!